Greetings from the dark side of the internet. I'm your host, Marushia Dark, author, artist, freethinker, and soon to be your favorite dark transhumanist. If you're new here, you probably have a lot of questions, such as, why are you a cartoon character? And why do you sound so weird? The short answer is, I like to maintain a sense of anonymity, so you won't see my real face or hear my real voice, either online or in person. There's a reason for that, as I explain in the opening video of my channel. Some people think it's because I'm afraid, but really, I'm simply conducting a social experiment, removing my identity as a factor from discussion in hopes of being able to reach more people and bypass identity politics, to essentially prove that who I am doesn't really matter. Truth is truth, whomever speaks it. It's more of a sword than a shield, and honestly, it's a huge pain in the ass to maintain at times. So if you think you'd be hurting me by trying to dox me, well, you'd actually be doing me a huge favor, albeit at a loss for humanity anyway. I'm sure eventually I'll reveal myself, but for now, we'll see how it goes. You'll get used to it before long. Hopefully it's worth it. That said, for better or worse, we're a species hardwired to engage visually. People like to interact with something vaguely humanish, so I use a number of avatars and voices to mask my identity while still conveying emotion. At times, people tend to assume I'm one thing or another, and they like to guess based on stereotypes, prejudice, and mind reading, which just further reinforces the need for this experiment. Obviously, someone has to be right just through process of elimination, but it'd mostly come down to dumb luck rather than deduction or insight on their part. I'm happy to let people think whatever they want along those lines. Doesn't offend me, because it ultimately doesn't matter. Some of you probably recognize my avatar as Mina Paxis from Homestuck. I chose that mostly because she's a kick-ass Piscean troll, and so am I. There are several other benefits to this choice as well, but I'll let you wonder about that for now. You may have noticed I've modified the design slightly to avoid copyright infringement, citing transformation and parody. Andrew Hussey's usually a good sport about that sort of thing, so I doubt it'll be an issue. But just in case, I'll say up front that anything I sound like is strictly my own opinion and should not necessarily be considered an endorsement by or reflection of anyone else. As a fellow content creator, I also encourage you to support the official releases of stuff, especially Homestuck. Sucks that I have to say all that. It should be common sense, but we live in a litigious society, so what's a dark transhumanist to do? If you have a problem with me, for any reason, I simply ask that you be a decent human being and come talk to me first before you try and report me like a coward. Oh yeah, I also swear like a sailor, so if you aren't okay with that, well, you can get forked.
For darker content, I also use Rinsler from Tron Legacy.
But this version has a much more intimate feeling, I think. I use them both for different contexts,
depending on the emotional impact I want my work to have. Again, same disclaimer applies.
If you want to send me fan art of those characters to use as reaction GIFs, I would love that. Apart from this channel, I also maintain a blog called The Darkness Files, where you can read my thoughts on various subjects. I have an FAQ section there as well, and you can also find out how to reach me via the contact page. I've also written a fantasy series called Thelema, which you can read a free sample to try before you buy, or listen to the trailers. Links in the description. If you want to send me fan art and fan fiction of my book, that'd be really awesome, and I'll post the best ones. I'll be covering more about my work in future videos. This is really just an introduction, and an excuse for me to test drive my new avatars on this platform. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can reach me on most social media platforms. Except Facebook, because fuck those guys.